Hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks.
Gone.
What?
You were gone completely on my end.
Oh, well, I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hi, everyone. You know, you can join in on the conversation and suggest a topic.
You could.
As per the chat, the automatic chat room thingy that comes up every time we enter the chat room for the first time.
Hey, you got to do as much automation as you can with this whole podcasting thing.
That's true. That's true. You're not wrong. How are you, Josh? How's it been?
You know what, my friend, I am stressed. If I had hair, it would fall out. But there is
it's a good thing that you can't just like pull. Hi, Ginger. You can't pull it like, you know, your chin hair or like your beard hair.
I mean, I could, but I think it would hurt.
No, that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that would be awful. Yeah. Pulling your hair off your head for some reason, not as painful as like trying to get it off your chin.
Right. Well, you know, yeah, your face is more sensitive. No, it's been a stressful week since we last spoke, and I'm not going to bore people with it, but it was stressful. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing okay. Stressful in the sense that I have a deadline for a book that's going to come out at the end of the year.
We can't talk about it, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Well, yeah. The only thing I can talk about is that it's happening. I can't talk about like what it is or what it's about. I don't think.
Right.
But we're doing something very different with it. And as we get closer to it, it's going to be at the end of the year. So it's going to be another 4 or 5 months from now before I can even like say anything. But yeah, I have a new story to write, so that's fun.
Well, that's awesome. That'll keep you entertained and creative at least for the next couple months.
Yeah. I don't mind. I'd like to be. Yeah, it'll keep me busy, but it's something. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to in a few months to like really start cranking down and cranking on.
A lot of cranking going on over there.
A lot of cranking. Yeah, we like to crank. If there's anything I love to do is do some cranking. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, and then the Is This Love Pod is This Love Podcast is still kind of going strong. Sarah and I are having a great time recording it and doing episodes, and I feel like we're getting to the groove of things because she's never done it before, so we're just getting into the groove of things. So yeah, it's good times. It's good times overall. Good.
I'm glad to hear that the new podcast adventure with a virgin co-host is going well. Yeah,
that's an interesting experience, but it also had like, you know, now I'm getting offers. Thanks to this podcast, I got an offer from another person who was a guest on Super Geeked Up. They're like, you should do a podcast with me. Like, oh, I can't. I don't have that kind of time. I don't know what I'm going to do, this type of thing.
Look, if everybody wants my podcasting partner for life, they need to either start paying me as like your pimp, or they need to start paying you.
Well, yeah, they could pay. Yeah, you're my pimp. They could pay you. You can give me. I get the residuals from that. You know,
I should get some kind of residuals because, like, you know, I help get you out there.
I mean, look, you know, I didn't. I think I'm
blowing smoke, dude. But
no. But the fact that we've collaborated for what, the last 5 or 6 years now, at least.
Solid, yeah, probably a little bit more than that.
Solid, yeah, with various different shows that you know were fun to do, and like, yeah. And we still keep doing shows together.
You keep somehow letting me come and hang out with you in the California.
It's the other way around, man.
It's the other way around. Shit.
Well, one show was both of ours, like just us, which was the conventional one.
Sure.
Then there was the one I did because I like nostalgia, and then this one's all yours, man.
What
You
I'm
get.
saying is like, we're out in California together. We're out,
Oh
doing
yeah,
whatever.
sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's the fun part. Yeah.
it's
Well, are you doing Denver with anyone?
yes,
Oh.
actually, long time team member of the what do you call it? Points of interest. Che, he's coming out.
Oh, wow! It's been a long time since I've heard that name.
Yeah, yeah. The non podcast participant team member of the Points of Interest. He's been on over the last 10 years. He's been on a handful of times. He was part of the original crew that became Points of Interest.
You gotta give the name of your old podcast. Of your first one.
The Easily Entertained.
You know what sucks though is you don't have the audio of Che interviewing
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yes, I have it. I have it somewhere.
Oh, you do have it.
I have to have it somewhere because I've kept everything I've recorded on that machine.
I really hope you have that. I'd love to hear some of that.
But we'll hear me in the background go, holy shit, he is deaf.
Surprising, yeah.
But where was I going with all this?
I was just asking whether or not were having.
Oh yeah. So long time team member Che's coming out. And I know I have 2 assistants. We'll just say that. They'll go unnamed for the time being.
Well, they're not professionals then, I guess.
No.
They're civilians.
They're civilians. Exactly.
I didn't mean in the, like that they weren't professional, but in the fact that they weren't like in the game.
No. They're neither one of the other 2 do I have any sort of expectation of work to be done. Not that I do with Che either, but I know that he's going to be like, here's a handful, quote unquote, a handful of my pictures.
Well, and Che's been on before, so
yeah, like I said, he's a mostly non-podcasting participant of the team, but he's there for, we have had him do a few interviews here and there over the years that files that weren't mine that I couldn't keep.
Right.
But yeah, so he's coming out, which is going to be great, and then I have 2 helpers as well.
Wow, that's quite the crew. You actually have a crew this time.
Well, I'm actually really. Part of me is like really hyped that somehow I was able to crack the egg that is FanX to get into their little press circle, but I think it also has to do with the fact that they chose another Denver-based PR company. As opposed, go ahead.
No, so this isn't a lock then for FanX at Toronto.
No, not by any means. But I would imagine that by doing a FanX show, regardless of what wing of FanX it is, it's got to be some sort of, gold star or something.
Yeah, it's got to give you something. They got to give you a little bit of play for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you were at our Denver show.
Exactly,
well,
exactly.
Sir, thank you for covering our Denver show with your entourage.
So,
I'd love to have your entourage come to Toronto.
Speaking of that, I'm going to see if I can find the voicemail. No. Just about kind of what you said, but creator stage they're going to have at FanX Denver. Hey, creators. Okay. I got one of these emails. Podcasters.
So they're
podcasters, vloggers, YouTubers, etc. can record a spot on the creator stage. The creator stage is a special area where fans can watch anything from pro artist demos to Star Wars droid builders, etc., etc. Pop culture themed podcasts, vloggers, and YouTubes can arrange a session with Fan Expo's programming team to interview comic creators, author guests, or record their latest podcast in front of a live audience.
What?
It has to be pop culture themed.
Well,
obviously.
That's all Points of Interest is about.
That's all Points of Interest is. And I have been writing things in the notebook that's getting less and less pages of just who do I know that I could take up there with me, because I can't do it by myself.
Che.
You put Che in front of a bunch of people like that, and he'll tighten up tighter than anybody's asshole.
Oh God, I wish I was there.
I wish you were too, because I'd put you in front of that crowd, and that nervous Francis comes out where he just performs like a fucking master in front of everybody.
You know what though? Super Geeked Up has helped a lot in that. Now, like I wish I had done that meetup thing after having been on Super Geeked Up for like as much time as I've been. Probably would have handled it a little bit better instead of being a sweaty mess in front of a bunch, in front of a
mass of sweaty people.
Yeah, there was like it was full. It was every table had people.
Every table was like 6 to 7 heads in every table. Yeah, for sure.
Wait, JB's gonna be there. Why don't you bring him up?
That's it. That's one of the names that have been swimming around. So I'm working on something. I have to submit if I'm going to pretty soon. And they're just like, "What do you need?" And I'm like, "I don't need you to do shit. I got everything I need. I just need a power plug."
Right. It's like, no, we have that. What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly. But so we'll see. I mean, they have to approve it. I have to write something up that sounds halfway decent, which would be a challenge in and of itself. But
was it like a proposal? Or
not like a proposal, but I want to make it sound as fucking professional as possible.
Sure.
And then try and find somebody that's going to be here to be like, "Hey, do you guys want to fucking chit chat in front of peoples, please?"
No, you know what? Well, unless JB's already going and he already has his own crew and he's going to have his own slot.
Right. I don't believe so, but that's, inside baseball. But our friends from Source Point Press are going to be there, so I might have an in right there.
That's true.
Because they're going to
someone interview and
they're going to definitely say yes to Source Point. So
is Dirk Manning going to be there?
I don't think so. It'd be fucking rad if he was, though. I know, instant.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with that. But I'm excited. Last year, November, they did a show that was about 75% of the show they want to do, and at that 75%, it was big. They were actually utilizing the majority of the convention room floor, the convention floor.
And when is this one?
First weekend of July, which is maybe
coming up.
Maybe not the best weekend, but we'll see. Yeah, it's
right.
It's
4th
about
of July weekend.
Yeah,
keep forgetting.
There's a lot of people that go camping that weekend. There's a lot of people that spend the entire weekend drunk as well. So spending money to go to a Comic-Con may not be everybody's jam, but excited to go and check it out for sure. Looking down the list, that doesn't sound like fun to talk about. You went and saw Top Gun. I wrote something down in my frustration of the past weekend, and I don't want to talk about that. So you saw Top Gun without spoiling. Not that there's anything to fucking spoil. It was a good time. Did you have fun? Did your nipples get hard with nostalgia?
It's totally Top Gun, but it even starts with Danger Zone. Like the movie starts with Danger Zone,
as it should.
Right. It does. It's like the first one, but better. Like it's so good. Um, it's apparently it's like Tom Cruise's first. It said it was his first $300 million domestic film, and I can't believe that with all the Mission Impossible movies
Hmm.
out there. But yeah, apparently it's a hit. It's doing super well, and it's his biggest movie. Like for some reason it's his biggest movie, and people are praising it because it's just a fun action film that you can just go in, watch, enjoy, and not have to think about. And it's just that good. So if you haven't seen it, 100% recommend. Do you still have my my ticket that
I do. I do. I do.
Okay.
I know, right? So how was the recreation of Val Kilmer's voice?
Of the what? I'm sorry, of the what?
Of how was the recreation of Val Kilmer's voice?
Of Val Kilmer. Oh, right. Oh God. So I thought it was him talking. At least I was convinced it was him talking, but that was pretty sad. Like it, you know. I mean, obviously you want him in there because he's a legacy character. Otherwise, nobody. Because who else are you going to bring in, right?
Sure.
The other big characters, dead from the first movie.
Tom Skerritt and the other guy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I won't give anything away, Ginger. Just that I mean, but you know that he's in it. You do know Val Kilmer's in it. And that's the extent, I guess I'll say, of that. But there, Val Kilmer in the movie. He definitely looks better than when I saw him a few years ago at
Philly.
One of the pop read conventions where he was just like sickly.
No, we saw him in Philly as well.
He's doing okay now.
Yeah. Which is good to hear.
No, that's where we saw him, in Philly.
Yeah.
Was that where we saw him, in Philly? That's right.
Because remember
he had his own.
He had the neck scarf on. Plus, he was wearing. He had like the hotel's amenities booklet in front of his face as well.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really tell who it was when you walked through, although that didn't make him conspicuous at all.
Yeah.
Or whatever the way you're supposed to say that is.
His face. You will notice though his face is a little CGI'd. Like they gave him a little more meat. Because I'm pretty sure he's fairly waif-like because of the cancer, but he, it didn't take away from the scene. It's still a good scene. That's all I'll say. But I 100% guaranteed you're gonna love it. They do flashbacks to the first movie, sprinkled throughout this one.
Why not?
So, well, yeah. Also, you don't. Like they did it so that you don't have to have watched the first movie. Like you don't have to remember it. Like you could just go in it and be like, "Oh, right, that happened," and they'll show you that the thing happened. And oh yeah, okay, that thing happened. Okay,
Well, I mean, it's been 30 years, has it not? So I mean, like
over 30 years.
Over 30 years. So yeah, I mean, people that even saw the movie are going to need a quick reminder of a few of the smaller little details and nuances.
Oh yeah. And then when you see, and they're like, anyway, I'm not gonna say anything because again, Ginger's gonna watch it, enjoy. I'm sure you're gonna have a great time. It's overall, it's good. Yes,
a good popcorn movie. I did see recently that the Kelly McGillis house in Top Gun, the little beach house. Recently, it moved apparently from the corner that it was on.
Why?
I don't know, but they moved it. They kept it. All the other houses in that area apparently were destroyed. And new buildings went up around it. But they moved it, and apparently, at least at the time of the recording that I saw, there was a bakery inside of it.
Oh, really?
Like a little small, local bakery, pastry shop. And, they had a bunch of, Top Gun stuff inside.
Here's your Top Gun cookie.
Yeah, basically.
Your Top Gun cupcake.
No, not even joking. Yes.
I mean, I would go and get that stuff, sure. Yeah.
Well, of course, you're into that kind of niche type of stuff. You'll drive across the damn state for a fucking funnel cake.
It's well, not well, but only if it's branded Top Gun funnel cake.
Well, yeah,
cake.
you know
Am I gonna just
what
go
I'm
for any
saying.
funnel
Like,
cake?
you be loving that carnival food, so
I do. I'm envious of anyone going into a carnival because I love.
I'm
carnival
going to a
food.
carnival this weekend, my friend.
Oh, there you go. Envy.
When I get there, hey, look, Yo Media 420 has showed up again with his yo. What's up, man? And I figured out who that is. So what's up, man? We will from now forward going forward, Francis. When we see Yomelia show up on the stream, he's money bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yo.
That's inside baseball. He will get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I do want to go see the movie. I just I can't forget that I had that ticket, and the last two movies I went to, I was treated to.
You paid for?
No, I was treated to.
Oh, you treated to.
Yes, I went to go see. Well, we talked about it last time, but I went to go see Bob's Burger a couple days before it came out, or a day before it came out, I guess.
Right.
And then last week, I went and saw Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which was
that's
fun.
a Solly Field. That's
Yeah.
the one with Solly Field, right?
Yeah. It's another one of those movies I don't think you've seen. Or no, we did. No, you did see it. We did it for the nostalgia show. I think you hated it. I think.
I don't remember liking it.
Yeah,
but I think. Yeah. What was the other one? Wait, there's two of them that Burt Reynolds was in.
That we did.
Smokey and the Bandit. No. He has two movies that are similar. That are these kind of
Cannonball Run.
crossroads. Cannonball Run. Thank you very much. That's the one I think I like only because Jackie Chan is in that one.
He's in the second one.
In the second one. Okay.
Yeah. But the second one's fun as hell.
Oh, good. All right. Well, yeah. No, because that's the one with the sheriff with the really southern sheriff going after Burt Reynolds and Smokey and the Bandit, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool to watch that on like a 70-foot screen in like 4:3 and 2-channel stereo. That was rad.
Oh, wait, did they really do 4:3 with that one? That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they did. They kept the original
to,
aspect. Whatever the original aspect was, they kept it. They didn't try to stretch it for the screen.
You know, they like to do that. You know,
they do.
They live on their 16:9.
Yeah. But it was cool. There was a little introduction, talking, a little trivia. Some nerd fucking guy. I don't know who he was on the screen.
It's the guy that always does these kind of AMC. It's the same guy.
Yeah. So he tells some trivia things about the movie, and he's like, "All right, enjoy it." And then the credits roll, which movies in 1977 credits took like 30 seconds. And he comes back and tells you some more fun stuff about the movie, and he's like, "All right, have fun, have a great night."
So he passed. I didn't realize he passed away already.
Oh shit! Now I feel bad.
He passed away. Burt Reynolds?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the nerd that was introducing the movie.
No. I was sorry. I was talking about Burt Reynolds. Yeah, 2018. I did.
Yeah, he died a few years ago. Yeah.
No, that other dude's still alive. The other nerd dude's still alive. He's still up there. He's waiting for his next big, American movie classic that he can be like, well, let me tell you a little bit about this.
Right. Speaking of American classics, I hate to bring it up for like the third show in a row, but Taco Bell keeps being pushed into my damn circle of information for some reason.
What now?
Well, you can now order Dolly Parton's order.
What?
Which I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could. And she gets like I think it was a Mexican pizza, like beans and cheese or some shit. And the soda. Or I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Right? You can now order the Dolly menu or something like that. And then they just introduced some new restaurant that is all about the mobile order. And you pull up.
Oh yeah, sure.
You pull up, you scan your mobile order, and on a platter, there's a drive-through platter. Like, you know when you go to the bank and you use the tube?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that, but it's slower. It's not a tube. It's on a platter. And it arrives and you open the door and take your shit.
I'm telling you, they're automating everything now.
I thought it was really cool. I guess, and also on a side note on fast food, I had voluntarily had McDonald's for the first time in like 20 years this past weekend. And
okay, why?
I was hungry and it was super cheap, and without getting into a lot of details as to why I was looking for cheap food, I needed cheap food and I needed something quickly at that moment. And when you get the McDonald's app, I didn't realize
they're fast.
The McDonald's app has all kinds of free food they give away like every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, but my stomach and my poor asshole haven't recovered since.
It's not Taco Bell.
No, it's not. It's not Dolly approved Taco Bell. But the McDonald's that I went to, I remember this one from when I was a teenager. It was one in my local neighborhood. And it was always a huge McDonald's. Huge and busy. Drive-through and inside. I don't remember it having a play place for the kids, but it was a big building. And since then, the entire building was, bulldozed, and they put up this little tiny studio apartment.
Okay.
That you can't even see the kitchen area. It's behind a corner or a couple corners, and there's 5-10 places to eat, and that's it. One drink machine, one little lonely drink machine. It was very odd to see a minimalist, and it's the second one I've seen locally. Just a very minimalistic McDonald's. It's just weird because I haven't been to one in, like I said, 20 years.
Yeah, it wasn't until recently that as the internet does, reminds you of the hey, this is what McDonald's used to look like in the early 90s, and it looked like a Happy Meal box, right? For the longest time, like old school Happy Meal boxes. And now they're all industrial. They all look like they actually look like Starbucks now. Because they're all that weird kind of brownish gray, blocky. The Taco Bell too. And I also looked
apparently these new Taco Bells are all about fucking aesthetics and fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now where it's you have the tray that goes up a pneumatic tube, and and your food comes to your to your car, and there you go, and it's yeah, it's just June 6th. Yesterday they showed the video of the bank teller-esque Taco Bell. So
well, you'll have to let us know how it all works, because you're gonna get one a hell of a lot sooner than I will here in Denver.
Well, probably. Yeah, this one's in Minnesota apparently.
Well, we'll have to send Savannah out for an excursion.
Yeah. Well, she says she does eat Taco Bell.
Yeah, she does.
It's not like, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. But oh my goodness.
Francis,
I just love the fact that this thing.
Go ahead. You love what?
Not that it exists. That's all. But yes, tell me, sir.
Since we're talking about fast food, I did see the other day that fucking Wendys might be or is up for sale.
Like the franchise Wendys is up for sale?
Yeah. I think they're run by Yum.
Yes.
I think Yum is as a company is up for sale, or Wendys specifically. Maybe.
Well,
Yum
is owned by Pepsi.
Okay. That's just weird because they only got Coke at the Wendys.
No. Or maybe Yum is owned by Coke. It could be. I mean, it had to be one or the other.
Sure. Either way, though, I saw the other day that possible sale of Wendy's.
It says Burger chain Wendy's puts up the for sale sign as costs rise. I'm not surprised because how can you serve sub $10 meals to people in a world where everything is like that much more expensive? It's
we just got done talking about how McDonald's gives away free food every day.
True.
You know, there's a thing on their app. You spend $1 here's a burger and some fries for buying a drink.
Yeah, but the thing is with McDonald's, though, I think what makes it work for them is volume. Because I think way more people go to McDonald's than they do at Wendy's.
Sure. Well, when it came up and people were talking about it, I said, "All right, that's cool. I hear you. But when's the last time you went to Wendy's?" And let me rephrase it. When's the last time you went to Wendy's and enjoyed it?
Aw.
See, you can't even fucking answer that. So don't awe me. You can't even answer that question.
Well, no, but that's sad still. I mean, no, I can't, but that's still sad. No, yeah, Wendy's. Yeah, I mean, I the only time I ever hear Wendy's now is the meme. You know, sir, this is a Wendy's. That's all I ever hear about Wendy's now is through the meme. And then before that, it was the guy who tweeted to Wendy's is like, how many retweets does it take to get lifetime supply of nugs?
Well, yeah, that was many a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, at least 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. So Wendy's, I'm not surprised. There's too many of them anyway, right?
Well, I mean, I think they heavily relied on that breakfast menu helping them out, and then the pandemic came in and was like, "Fuck your idea."
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, it's just under the burger joint, though, right? That's pretty much what it is.
I mean, it is a place where you can get a more, appearance-wise, home-style made burger. And Yomelia or Moneybags says that the breakfast was mid in the end.
Oh, sure.
I haven't gotten around to it.
They did the breakfast. The one breakfast thing I did like from it was what do you call it? They have like this honey chicken biscuit thing. That's pretty good. But that's not enough to constantly get breakfast from a place like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So sorry, Wendy's.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Francis, and you're old enough to remember. But yellow Wendy's hit differently. Everything tasted better when it was yellow Wendy's.
Did you see that recently too? I saw a tweet or something that was showing off like when Wendy's was good and it was all the yellow packaging.
Well, that tweet was not wrong.
Yeah. It was like a tweet or Facebook thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when they had yellow packaging for everything. Oh yeah. Yeah,
it tasted better. I don't know. But yeah, maybe the Wendy's might be going the way of the dodo bird or whatever you're supposed to say that.
Yeah, because it doesn't cater to anyone anymore, really. Because it has food that you can get anywhere else. I can see either Burger King or Carl's Jr. being next.
Burger King for sure. Well, we don't have Carl's. So? We have the other version.
Hardee's.
No, wait.
Hardee's, right?
No, we got Carl's Jr. here. What the fuck am I talking about?
Oh, I was gonna say it's either Carl's Jr. or Hardee's.
Yeah, I think it depends on what side of the Mississippi you're on, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
not really sure on how that works with that company and its two names.
It's I think the only company really that has two names. No. God, is it Checkers? No. Something like that. Oh, never mind.
Checkers doesn't exist anymore. They're all O'Reilly's.
Oh yeah, we have Rallies.
Rallies.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up on the Obi-Wans?
Yes. It's a little bit.
Well, Savannah's not here this week, so we can talk about it. That's a damn good show.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you like? Okay, good. Oh, good. You're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's cool seeing Ewan McGregor back in a Jedi robe, even though he hated his experience on the prequels. At least from all the interviews that I'd seen, he fucking hated the first two anyway.
Can you blame him though?
No, I mean,
you know.
there's an interview where he's like, I had all my friends show up to my last day of filming, and we're filming basically the last scene where I'm dropping the baby Luke off to his family or something. He was like, it's been a few years after the movie when this interview happened, so he wasn't fresh on all the names of everything. And he goes, so there I am holding a baby that wasn't a baby. It was just stuffing inside of a little blanket. And I'm supposed to be riding this animal that's kind of like a horse or a camel, but it's just this green, I'm on a whole green set, and there's just this green thing I'm supposed to sit on. And there's George yelling at me going, pretend like you're on the animal. So there I am bobbing around with this fake baby on a fake animal on a fake set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he hands off the baby, and the two actors go look at the twin sons, right? And he's telling the story like he tells the two people, "Hey, go look at the twin sons," and they're like, "Where? Where am I supposed to be looking?"
That was kind of his complaint. Was like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of like little miniatures and stuff, and like all the, but you couldn't see anything. Everything was like a green screen or a saddle or something." But I was looking at a picture of him and Hayden Christensen, and there's a 10-year age gap between the two of them. And Ewan looks younger than Hayden.
Yeah, he didn't
despite
age
being
very
10
well.
years older.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen did not age well at all. He looks beaten.
Rough.
he looks like he's had a rough life.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much acting he did after Star Wars, really.
I'm not sure. I think a lot of, outside of Natalie Portman, I think all of them took a bit of a break after those movies came out. Because I mean, Liam Neeson didn't have anything big until those fucking He Was the Worst Father of the Ever movies.
Yeah.
What were those called?
The Transporter? Not Transporter. Taken.
Transporter as well. The Transporter was just a guy that always just found himself in a shitty fucking situation in every movie.
Yeah, it's like, I just drive cars. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Great popcorn. Another great popcorn flick is the Transporter movies.
Oh, I love the Transporter. But that's what's his face?
Statham.
Statham, yeah, thank you. Jason Statham is the Transporter.
Yes.
Oh, hoi. But yeah, no, it's. I think the third sister's the only one that bothers me because I think she's a bad actress. But
ouch, Jesus Christ, fucking hot take, god damn.
Well, I realize I'm in the minor. Well, I'm not in the minority. People are attacking her for very different reasons, which is bad. They're being pretty racially insensitive to her. But I just think she's a bad actress.
Are we at all surprised that Star Wars fans are being racially discriminatory about anybody acting in anything past 1984?
They never gave Samuel Jackson guff. They had all but good things to say about
Samuel Jackson. I'm talking more about like Rise. Right? What was that girl in the second prequel? The second trilogy,
The Last Jedi. Yeah.
What was her name? What is her name? That was fucking rude. What is her name?
There were two people who were harassed. It was Kelly Marie Tran who played.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Rose.
Okay.
Rose, right?
Yeah. And then of course there's Daisy Ridley who played Rey Skywalker.
I didn't know that there was a lot of shade thrown at her.
Oh yeah, they called her Mary Sue, and they thought she was the worst, and like this, she's pointless, and we hate her, and blah blah. Finn got love; he was fine.
Was that trilogy not supposed to be about Finn?
I thought it was. They sure made it seem like he was supposed to be, and I would have been. I mean, I like Ray actually as a character, and I
Sure.
like the actress, but I totally would have loved it if Finn was like the rogue stormtrooper that became a Jedi. Like, what an awesome story!
The story was right there. They told you that in that one fucking scene where he takes his helmet off and he's like going, "What's happening?" He's panicking. His stormtrooper buddy wipes the blood all over his face and everything, or his mask. Like,
well,
and he had a Force awakening.
Yeah. Except it was Rey, not the Force Awakening. It was
I mean, I think, and I'm not saying that Rey shouldn't have been in the movie, but I think that story was about Finn.
It should have been.
It should have been about Finn, and it would have been fine if Rey was also Force sensitive.
Yeah,
but
it should have because.
But instead, for 3 movies, what do? They tease that Finn is Force sensitive. Through the entire,
they tease it at the end for sure.
Oh, definitely by the end. But all 3 movies, they're teasing it to you. And I have things. I think a lot of that has to do with Kathleen Kennedy. But I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not Mr. fucking hot take is like Mr. California guy over there.
Well, it's not a hot take. It's just a fact. She's a bad actress. But
Jesus.
I can't help it. I mean, I wasn't there for the casting. But anyway, overall
they didn't ask me shit.
Yeah, if I would have said no, pick someone else. Anyone else.
Well, for people that are keeping up, I do think that the scene at the very beginning of the show where they're showing all the younglings, she was one of the younglings. If that isn't revealed by the end, then I guess I don't know how to fucking predict shows and movies anymore. But
you're not the only one to have that theory.
And it just makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. The fact they mentioned Quinlan Voss in this latest episode, they named him. They just named Quinlan. But for anybody that is deep in the lore of Star Wars, know they're talking about Quinlan Voss, who was created for the Clone Wars cartoon, and then the fans just fucking demanded more stories about this guy, and they made him canon. So I hope we get to see him. That'd be rad. It'd actually be really rad if we figure out that Quinlan Voss is the guy that got Grogu out of the thing. That would be even cooler. Yeah. To give some love towards him, and then the way to tie in the Mandalorian story.
My fear, though, is that they're gonna put Baby Yoda in there somewhere.
That's what I just said.
Oh, that was what you said?
Yeah. That we might find out that Quinlan is the one that got Grogu out.
Oh, it was Grogu. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Baby Yoda.
Well, I guess he has a name now.
Yeah. Well, he'll still always be Baby Yoda.
They're gonna pull a well, it was definitely greenlit for a second season, but I'd love it if they pulled a Boba Fett and then make like 2 episodes dedicated to the Mandalorian.
I mean, why not? That's that.
Why not?
I mean,
they did it already.
People complained a little bit, but that was some fucking wise marketing.
Yeah.
The mouse is good at a few things. Sucks at security, but really good at marketing. You can't fault the mouse for marketing.
Cannot fault the mouse for marketing. That's a very good point. Yeah, no, that's true. Well, that little droid is going to be a thing. I'm certain of it.
Lilu or
Leia's
whatever.
Droid.
Yeah.
That's going to be a toy. That's definitely going to be a toy.
That was something I did see.
Cute enough to be a toy.
Somebody had posted up somewhere what their thoughts might have been on what Carrie Fisher would have thought of this little girl. portraying
And like, how
her
did you
character.
copy me into the tiny body of this little girl?
Well, that's probably what she would have preferred, yes. But whoever posted it was like, I think Carrie Fisher would definitely approve of this little girl, just embodying, the character. I mean,
It's
definitely.
like the kid.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's like the kid watched the original trilogy and be like, oh, I know what to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Definitely speaks as though as a kid in 2022, for sure.
No,
Isn't speaking like a kid. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of kids speaking in Star Wars, but what we have, it hasn't been. There's been zero sass.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could have easily had another young Annie.
Very
for
much
the
so.
Prequels, and we don't want that.
No, well, this girl can act.
Yeah,
Bang bang, hot shot. Now we're
she's
even.
Definitely better. Yeah, I was gonna say she's definitely better than Third Sister. But anyway, yeah.
I was going young Anakin, but
no, I know where you were going.
Okay.
No, I totally knew where you were going. But I had to get one more jab in on that.
Oh, man, brutal.
Otherwise, no. It's a good. I'm looking for tomorrow's a new episode, so looking forward to it. There's no super geeked up, so I get to watch it.
Oh, nice.
We're on our season finale, so we get a little bit of a break.
It was really cool to see Darth Vader being put together yet again. It's cool to see a ruthless Darth Vader, one that you do get to see at the end of Rogue One. Right, which is still, I think, the best portrayal of Darth Vader that we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Even though he walked like a fucking gangster in that movie, despite walking like a gangster, that was a pretty badass portrayal.
He only walked like a gangster once when he was talking to the one general guy. And that was it.
Well, there was that and the stupid, unnecessary, fucking dumbass pun.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Oh, God, that was. I went and saw that movie with the girl that I was dating at the time, and just looked at her and I was like, that was fucking stupid.
It's like, I apologize for this as a representative of the Star Wars fandom. I apologize.
Oh, she thought it was rad. I was like, no.
Okay.
No. That is not what would have happened there. He would have just killed.
He punned. He did the pun thing.
No, that would not happen. But yeah, it's going to be really cool to see because I'm sure we're going to get some sort of a battle before the show's over between the two of them. Not just him being chased by a ghost, basically.
Well, we have 3 more episodes left.
Well, you say that, Francis, and had we been at Star Wars celebrations, we would have been able to confirm this information. But I did read 1 or 2 things out there that when he was up there doing his celebration, Q&R or whatever Q&A. I don't know what letters I was just throwing out there, or panel. Apparently, he was walking off stage. Enjoy the rest of the rest, however many episodes there were at that point. Enjoy the rest of the 4 episodes. And then right before he got off stage, he turned around and said, "Actually, there's 10," and walked away.
Yeah.
So maybe there is 4 more episodes that they haven't released yet, or it said that's going to happen to see the response. Maybe.
You know what's funny is I technically, unbeknownst to you, because I don't think you know this, but we technically have a connection into that world.
Star Wars or Disney?
Star Wars. Like we technically know someone who works for Star Wars, but I don't know if you know. I only know because I was invited to go to Disneyland while they were going to Star Wars Celebration, but unfortunately they couldn't because they got ill.
Oh, well.
So we have a friend of ours.
I was going down a path. I had a name, and then you said got ill, and you threw me for a fucking male or female.
Female.
Okay, so I'm still thinking the same person then.
Tiny person.
Incredibly lovable.
Went to a... sure.
I mean, incredibly friendly. So. Incredibly...
She's cool.
Okay.
We hung out with her for she went to a bar with us to see a drunken brawl.
Oh shit! Okay, to see a drunken brawl that we had front row tickets and backstage passes to.
Exactly. She works directly with Lucasfilm. Actually, had a conversation with Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, she spit on her.
So she has a...
You didn't hear that good.
No, I heard it. She happens to like Kathleen Kennedy, though. So, so we can't say that. But yeah, no, she was supposed to go to Star Wars Celebration, couldn't. And then was like, hey, I'm going to be there. Want to go to Disneyland afterwards? I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, let's go. And
it'd be a lot more fun to go to Celebration, but yeah, I'll go to Disneyland with you.
Yeah, well, apparently she had free access to Disneyland as a result. She did not have free access into Celebration, which I would have preferred.
No, for sure.
I wasn't going to pull that string, having not really spoken to her much, you know.
Oh, I would have pulled it for you.
Well,
I would have pulled. I would have pulled that string, pulled anything else that was in my vicinity as well.
Yeah, you're bolder than I am, though. You're a much bolder person than I am. I'm a little more timid. So, but
well, here's the thing, like, especially in that kind of situation, not to say that this person isn't my friend as well, but in the relationship status area, you're much closer to this person than I am. So I have nothing to lose.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, I weigh those situations out. I'm like, well, you know, I mean, yeah, it would be bad to burn this connection for sure, but yeah, I have nothing to lose by asking.
Yeah, that's a bridge I don't want to burn. Even though I don't think I would have burned it by asking.
No,
I don't think.
By no means. And I mean, if you wanted to be an asshole, right? You could be like, you owe me one because I got you in someplace.
Oh my God! Pull that card.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to be an asshole, I just thought of that. Yeah. I just thought of that. Yeah. So,
that's a good pull. That's a good card to pull. But yeah.
No. So, we obviously we were just poking fun. That would never be a thing. But
no.
But you know, I just thought of it. You know, so.
I mean, it's something you have in the back pocket at least.
Right. You remember that one time?
Yeah, you know, just saying. Just saying.
Remember that one time when you were standing next to Josh and Supergirl walked past you? And you both had the same look on your face? Like, holy shit, she's pretty. Yeah. Anyway. Zero transition. Because I have a couple more things to talk about, really, but I have no way to transition it out of that aside from even if we had gone to California, I couldn't afford it. If we had gotten approved, I couldn't afford to actually do anything. Is more the case. Not to get political by any means, but I think we're paying for the stimulus checks we got a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, easily. Because 100%. 100%.
You know, I'm not going to get too deep into some shit, but like, it really sucks when you get paid, you pay your fucking bills, you do all the responsible things, you pay your rent, and then by the end of the 3-day weekend, when you didn't actually do anything, really, and you look at your bank account and you're fucking already overdrawn or close to it. Like, what did I do? I didn't even buy any hamburgers to grill or anything. Like, the hell? So it sucks. It sucks. And as a result of that, Francis.
As a result.
As a result of what I feel for you know, making up for the stimmies we got, I am nowhere closer to becoming a DJ than I was.
Yeah.
Even 6 months ago.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Here's the thing. 1, honestly, I can't fucking afford it. 2,
sure.
as soon as we talked about this last week, as soon as I want something, it's out of stock. As soon as I have most of the money saved up in Amazon monies that I've gotten through work, saved up to purchase it, it has not been in stock.
Oh, you're right.
It has not been in stock since. And I'm like, I think it is in stock, but because they know I have Amazon gift cards, they're like, and it's on a wish list of mine. They're like, nope, let's not show him that we have any stock ever.
I bet you B&H Photo has it or something, or Sweetwater has
Right, but the problem is I already have electronic gift cards with Amazon. So
yeah, Amazon. Yeah,
I can't pull that money out of their ass. They won't let it.
No.
They've got a ring pop butt plug in place already.
Some places will buy will exchange your.
That's true.
Thing for cash.
That's true. I think a lot of those are scams, but.
Well, yeah, there's some legit ones though.
I'm sure there are.
Will give you cash for that, and then at least you can just get it from Sweetwater or B&H.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And finally, then you don't have to do an intro song anymore for when we do the show. You can just scratch your own beats as we enter into.
Well,
even if you're podcast.
Even if you're scratching, you're still using somebody's copyrighted stuff.
No, what you got to do is
you can find non-copyrighted music and find something in which to scratch with, but you still need scratching. Still, when you're scratching music on the other side still.
What you're gonna be doing, so as you scratch it, because it's fair use, because you're making it your own by doing the remix and going between tracks and everything while you intro us, and when Savannah comes back, she'll be she'll be beatboxing while we get into this thing, and you're like, it'll be great.
Sure.
That's my hope. That's my hope and dream, is that you're going to do that. But I mean, what am I going to do?
I think the most that I would probably do is not do a lot of that on this channel, to be really honest with you, because at some point I would want this channel to get monetization. At some point.
Well,
and if you have a bunch of copyright strikes on your channel,
well, how do Twitch streamers who play music in the background when they do stuff, how do they get away with it? Because they have like the track listing and the number, or like you could like put your Spotify list. And
sometimes some of those people are paying for the rights, straight up. Wow, I don't think a lot of them are. But some of them, I'm sure, are. The other thing being that if, like with YouTube, if you have copyrighted music in your stuff and you just publish it, you're going to get that strike pretty much immediately. If you schedule you don't do a premiere. I mean, you can if you want, but as long as you schedule it 3 or 4 days ahead, it gives YouTube a few more days to actually look at what's there. And say you had 10 tracks that you played, and 3 of those artists had an issue with it, and they either said remove it, or we're gonna, take the money that you would have made for us, and we're gonna put an ad on your shit. So you have that option. But if but you have to have that on a non-monetized channel. So this isn't a monetized channel at this time, but at some point it would be cool if it was, and I don't want to have something against it already to prevent that from happening. So once I have this equipment and I can put something together, then I probably will.
Okay.
And let's just say I had 10 or 15 songs I wanted to mix together. I would mix them all really fast without putting effort into it. just so those 15 tracks were on a video and then submit it for a scheduled premiere. Not a premiere, but it's just a ahead of date premiere, for lack of a better term. I know there's a premiere function in YouTube, but it would give YouTube the chance to look over the music and say, no, these people are going to have an issue. So then I can pull it back and be like, all right, let me take those 3 tracks out and replace them with something else, and then do the actual performance of what I wanted to do, instead of putting all the effort into it, putting it out, and then being like, nope, these 3 artists said no way.
Come on, Kanye. Come on.
Exactly.
Just let's play your music, Kanye.
Musical genius.
We can have it. Genius. Kanye, Jesus, whatever your name is now.
But yeah, man, it not that things were rough in the 70s and things are tough all over, like the fucking Cheech and Chong movie. I think that was in the late 70s. It wasn't very good. And here we are now, and things are still tough, and it just sucks. I was just having this conversation with somebody. It sucks that I was having it with you, that I'm making the most amount of money I ever have per paycheck. The dispensaries, I was making more money because of tips. But as far as a paycheck goes, I'm making the most amount of money I've ever made. And like I said, I went through a 3-day weekend and didn't have a fucking cent to come out of it. And I didn't do anything but the things you're supposed to do as an adult.
Yeah.
And just, damn it, man. And, hey, part of it's my own fault. I'm complacent and I haven't found a different job to go do. But I'm comfortable, and I'm a little complacent right now. But I like what I do.
Yeah.
So that's
I get you.
There's that balance, right? I mean, being happy with what you do and being someplace else and not being so happy, but you're making a shit ton of money. I don't know. There's got to be something in between.
Unfortunately, there isn't. I don't think anymore. There used to be. It used to be back in the day. There used to be, but not so much anymore. Yeah, that's tough.
And I think that's why everybody's got a fucking Patreon and GoFundMe and everything else. Which is why I don't know why. I mean, I set the thing up in January and I still haven't hit go on the Patreon. Just because I have such a hard time with it because I just don't know what we have to offer anybody. But it'd be nice to fucking get people to be like, here's some money to make some more stuff.
Well, that's the thing is, hopefully, look, just put it up. I mean, I've had one for years, and I only have 2 people who give me anything.
Right. Well, I met one of them.
Yeah, so it's not like, I don't have a lot of, I mean, hopefully it grows, but you kind of have to just pull the trigger, and maybe the people, I mean, look, we have, you have 26 followers so far on here.
Right.
You don't have an option to subscribe. So just make one anyway. And then if even one person from there contributes, Patreon takes a cut, but that's at least a couple bucks in your pocket just in case.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Well, I mean, you get a cut too because you're here. That doesn't make sense.
Well, no. Well, look. Here's the thing: is I don't get a cut from Super Geeked Up. I wouldn't get a cut from here either until you only get a cut until all of your expenses are taken care of in the sense of how much it costs to put together and create a show, right? There's cost to obviously when you recoup the cost of equipment and you recoup costs of hosting and you recoup those costs, then you can go ahead and think about doing that. But
that's true. That is true.
In all honesty, you're the man. You're the person who does all the work. Again, this is why I love doing this show and Super Geeked Up and all that stuff, because you guys do all the work. I just have to show up. I don't really have to do much else outside of just showing up and talking or making a fool out of myself for a few hours. All I gotta do is be here. You have to think of the topics, do the editing, get the software, do this, you do way more work than I do, right? In on this show, so you deserve that, the compensation from listeners should you go that route, So I think that's very much worth it. No, of course. and I'm pretty sure Savannah would say the same thing. I'm speaking in her stead right now. She says the exact same thing. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
sure.
So I would, So don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Make
I
it
really,
as soon as possible.
I really just need to, over the weekend, probably just hit go on it, put the information in there, and just go with it. And
yeah, it takes a little bit of time because you have to do the W-9 or whatever.
yeah, I think that's the part where I got fucked up on.
Yeah, because you have to be taxed on whatever you make,
right,
over a certain amount. So but if you don't make that much, it doesn't really matter. I mean, and look, be a part of the pools, hot tubs segment of Twitch. Take your shirt off. Go sit in a blow up pool in your room.
Yes.
Throw some pool noodles around, and you'll make your subscriptions and your follows there.
Yeah.
You're done. Road to 2,000, more like road to 2 million.
Yeah.
So
fucking somehow grow a really nice pair of boobs.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. That always seems to help.
But
I don't have a whole lot else for us this week. Francis, you said that Super Geeked Off. That's a different show.
Yeah.
Super Geeked Up.
I mean, it's true.
Super Geeked Up is off this week because you guys hit your season finale last week. So it'll be a few weeks before you're back for that. But you did mention before you have your other show, This Is Love podcast.
Is This Love?
This Love podcast? Why can't I remember? It's a great White Snake song.
Yeah, it's okay. Jeff does the same thing. We picked the title that is a White Snake song, but also is like more said. This is love is more common of a phrase than is this love.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's just good. isthislove.podbean.com to go check it out. We're on our 5th or 6th episode. I can't remember right now. And it's going okay. It's going pretty strong. We'd love to get many more listeners, and we need your questions anyway. So go ahead and take a listen and share your questions about relationships and love and friendship and all that stuff. And we're here to answer it. So,
and you know what? You can do that here too, and we'll give you really shitty answers here. You go to Francis' show, and you get better answers.
Well, yeah, twice. You'll get it from 2 dudes and then a dude and a girl.
Yeah,
compare and contrast notes.
But definitely, every week you guys can send us a tweet from the POI Podcast Twitter account. You can send us a message per episode if you wanted to. You can just, if you on your Podbean or whatever, I believe I would see it everywhere it might be. Or here in the chat. You can text me. I have a text you could set up, 314-764-7631. Text me a topic. Leave me a voicemail. You can call into the show. We can have you on. We can talk about what you want to talk about. That might be fun one day. We can just open it up.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And we just take nothing but calls from people, and they give us 5 minutes to talk about some topic we have nothing we know nothing about. If you don't like that, you can email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. I can read out your questions or topics or whatever. There's many ways to do it. We're asking for your participation because as much fun as we have on here, we've been friends for many a year. We still have things to talk about, but there's
tons.
There's things that we could talk about that we aren't even prepared for. And that can be brought on by you, the listener. So I really appreciate everybody coming here week after week and hanging out with us for an hour or so on their Tuesday nights. The music is over, so I have to reach over and hit the button again. One day we'll get this timing thing right, and we'll just exit out when the timing.
There's a timer on there, isn't there? There's a timer on the machine, isn't there?
There is, but I thought 2 minutes. I thought 2 minutes would be enough time to get out, but I hit it too early.
Never.
But thank you everybody for coming every week and hanging out with us. Join us next week for more adventure and fun. That's it. Francis, you got anything else?
No, I'm just gonna wave my arms like an inflatable
flailing tube man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it tube? Yeah, tube man.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot. We'll see you all next week. See you. Bye.